Hi everyone. I'm going to be hiking today into the mountains up here behind me. I'm parked in Echo Wash, and this is Echo Peak right above my head. I'll be attempting to get to a canyon that's out of camera range here. This is my first attempt at videotaping one of my hikes, so go easy on me, and I hope you enjoy the hike. I've now hiked up out of the wash where I was parked, and I'm now heading up towards the mountain range. This area is completely trailless, but there are, as you can see here in front of me, a lot of animal trails, and I will utilize those as much as possible. I'm getting closer to the peaks, but still have a way to get to the canyon I'll use to climb up into them. You can see the desert is very green right now. This is the time of year when everything starts to green up, especially when we've had a wet winter like this winter. Gonna pan around here. These are the muddy mountains behind me. And that's Echo Wash down there where I'm parked. And the Virgin Peaks are visible way in the background there, right. Unfortunately, when you hike in the morning at Lake Mead, you get a lot of sun. The sun rises on the other side of it over to the east, of course. Last year in the spring, I went up another canyon and descended this canyon for the first time, and was really surprised to find this entire wash filled with blooms, including fields of poppies. It was absolutely stunning, and I made a painting of it. You can see Muddy Peak out there to the left, and the Muddy Mountains closer as well. The birds and the crickets are chirping. It's quite lovely. I've now climbed up out of the canyon, and I'm on the ridge that I'm going to use to access the canyon I want to descend. It's sort of in the foothills of those peaks that I showed earlier. These are called the Black Mountains. Very original, as many of the peaks around Lake Mead are just called the Black Mountains. I believe this is within the Jimbilnan Wilderness Area. And Lake Mead is way down there below these peaks. I'm hoping we'll get a good view of it at some point. I am going to continue up the ridge this way, up over this little hill. Here's the view down the canyon I came up with the Muddy Mountains behind. I'm gonna pan around. That's what I call Echo Peak. You can just see Lake Mead down there, just a tiny bit. Across the lake is the Gold Butte Recreation Area. There, peeking up above this ridge, is Cathedral Peak, the high point of the Cathedral Range, one of my favorite little ranges in the Jimbilnan Wilderness Area. Last spring I hiked up this canyon to that pinnacle and the higher peak beyond. You can actually pretty easily get up that pinnacle. Quite a beautiful hike up that little canyon. But today we're gonna veer left over at that saddle below that pinnacle and down the canyon below Cathedral Peak. So I've reached my saddle, and here are the foothills around me. There's Cathedral Peak. And here's a canyon I'm going to drop down into. It's quite pretty. There's another canyon on the other side of this ridge directly in front of me. And I'm going to see if I can maybe hike at least part of the way up that one. You just never know what you're going to find in these canyons. Sometimes there are impassable dry falls. You can see Lake Mead beyond and Jumbo Peak over in Gold Butte, along with the other peaks of Gold Butte. I've made it into the bottom of the canyon, and it's as beautiful as I thought it would be. Lots of pinnacles and colorful rocks. I came down this slope here. Now if you can hear those birds, really wonderful. There's a little side canyon. Looks pretty up that way too. When you do these hikes where you're dropping into a canyon, remember to always give yourself enough time and energy to get back up and out of them at the end of the hike. The canyon has started to open up a little bit. Here's the view back up through where I just came. Absolutely beautiful. I love these hoodoos and pinnacles. Proceeding down the canyon, view back up. As I mentioned before, the canyon's opened up quite a bit. And there's some amazing pinnacles down through here. Apologies for the sun glare, it's quite bright. One of the things I love about hiking in desert washes and canyons is they kind of twist and turn and you can't really see what's ahead of you. So I just came around a corner and there are these stunning formations. I love that little boulder precariously balanced up there. Looks like it could roll over any minute. And I'm gonna continue down into this. I can't wait, it looks beautiful. Continuing down the canyon, there's another balanced boulder up there, just hanging in there. This is the canyon I came down. And here's where the other one comes into it. It looks stunning up through there. So on the way back, I'm definitely gonna hike at least part of the way up through there, maybe do a loop. I'm right below Cathedral Peak now. I've reached the spot where I think I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna hike up back up the same way and then split into the other canyon that comes into this one. But for now, I'm gonna sit and have a snack and a drink and enjoy the peace and quiet. Found some scat over here, and it looks like cat to me. It's hard to know whether it would be a lion or a bobcat, but I'm thinking bobcat. Some of it's smaller over here. Cats will go the same place over and over to mark their territory, where coyotes don't do that. I'm also seeing some tracks around here, and they look like, to me, bobcat tracks. I think I'm gonna turn around now for real, because I do want to hike up that side canyon. It's really pretty down here. And maybe someday I'll hike all the way down to the lake. I'm in the second canyon now, hiking up through. You can see ahead there's some really neat pinnacles. But I just wanted to show the early part of this canyon. So I've reached the point where I'm going to turn around and head back down the canyon a little way to that side canyon. And I really just wanted to get up to these beautiful pinnacles. It's amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. And I can guarantee you, very few people have stood in this canyon. I wish I could turn around and show you behind me, but the sun is right there and it is just not gonna film. It was well worth the strenuous climb to get up here. So I decided not to go up that side canyon up by the pinnacles. I just wasn't sure if it would go all the way. And it was just a short distance down to a place where I could easily cut into the canyon I descended. And that's right here. So now I just have to get up to the top there, that saddle up ahead. And then from there, it's all downhill. The view back to Cathedral Peak, again in the sun. And like magic, I've reached the top of the canyon. I came up a different gully than I originally descended. It was a little bit shorter, but still pretty and steep and loose. I probably won't film too much more until I get back to the Jeep. What a beautiful, beautiful day. Taking a slightly different route back. My canyon is actually over there, below Echo Peak. This ridge will get me there. And I like to see different things. Well, I made it back to Echo Wash in my Jeep. It was a really great day. Saw a lot of very seldom seen places. Really had a wonderful time. I'm tired. The hike was about 8 miles with 2,200 feet of gain, all off trail. My purpose in doing this is I'm not trying to make money or anything like that, become the next YouTube star or whatever. I'm trying to show what exactly goes into my art practice. And a day like this is very important to what I'm doing, and just as much a part of it as actually making my paintings. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time.